Hello,
Hello.
everybody. Yes, that's the
Got to do that every time now, Annabelle.
yes, that's you started it. Now you have to follow up. You cannot not do it. Well, hi everyone. Welcome back to another episode. We're in the 30s. I think this is 35. If I could be wrong, but I'm
I
pretty sure
think
it's 35.
so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so we're
This is a
doing
good
it.
one as well. I think people are going to enjoy this one. I enjoyed researching it. So,
Yes, for sure, for sure.
yeah.
What are we talking about, Angela?
We're
Your
talking about
puppies.
the coolest components in board games.
Wait, we're not talking about puppies?
Puppies? We can
No?
talk about puppies. I'm happy to talk about baby, animal, anything. Doesn't matter what it is. Puppies, kittens.
I'm sure there's going to be puppies in some of these games, but we can just talk about components for now. But I love puppies. Uh, yes, we're going to talk about components, but before we do that, we're going to do the game from last time because last time I asked you guys where in the Meeple world is Vengerbird. What game is Vengerbird from? And if you do not know, the answer is The Witcher. That's right. That is a city. I believe it's a city or a town. I think it's big. It's in The Witcher. So you might have known from the board games or just from anything else Witcher related.
Yeah.
And stay
Mini
tuned because we're gonna have another game at the end of the episode as usual. It's gonna be a fun one. So we're gonna get started with components. And Angela has a bunch, so we're gonna let her go first.
Okay, I've got a list.
All
It was
right.
quite hard to narrow it down when I was thinking about it, but I got there in the end. I kept thinking of adding new ones. My first one is Takinoko. I love the components in that. You've
Yeah.
seen it, yeah, with the little bamboo and the
Yeah.
little figures that you get. The water's not so good because it's just the little wooden tube things, but the figures and the bamboo, and I've got the giant edition, and it's even better. It's just beautiful, beautiful components.
I knew you were gonna mention that one. I actually
Yeah,
thought about it, and I'm like, why am I gonna put it on the list when I know Angela's gonna put it on her list? We don't want
yeah,
the same thing. So yeah, definitely that I give it to you 100%. The gameplay is solid, but the components just take it to the next level in that game. They really
yeah.
do.
Nice light family game, and the components, if you've got kids, because it's kind of building things as well.
Right. Right. And
Fantastic.
you're putting bamboos on top of bamboos and they grow
Yeah.
really big. Yeah, it's beautiful. It really is. That's a good one. That's a good one to start with for sure. Um,
Yay.
I think my first one, you're going to have it on your list as well. I could be wrong, but you might. It's Everdale. Everdale has beautiful components. I mean, it's just so delightful when you're gathering your resources, and they look so cute. Like they actually look like little berries and
Yeah.
everything.
And they're squishy, right? The berries are squishy.
Yes, yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes. It's and another one that's a very solid and very popular game. And if you don't know because you haven't seen the our videos before, there is Little Everdale that Angela loves. So I don't know how are the components in that one. I don't have that
Yeah,
one.
they're the same. They're brilliant. Yeah,
Nice.
really, really nice. Beautiful components. And you can buy for Everdell for the main the big game, you can buy extra containers as well, which even push it up even more.
Okay.
I've got those little like half walnut bowls and things like that. They're
Okay.
adorable.
Okay. Oh, cute. Okay. Nice. Yeah. All right. You're up. What you got?
Well, I'll skip my Everdell because we just talked about it, and I'm going to go straight to Lost Ruins of Arnak.
Okay.
Oh, components in that. I painted them. They didn't need painted. They were beautiful straight out of the box. You've got little stone tablets, arrowheads. I think there's some jewels in there, sort of gem type things. Just gorgeous. The only thing that it doesn't have, some of them are cardboard and some of them are the plastic ones. I prefer the plastic ones, but
Of
yeah,
course.
that's a beautiful game straight out of the box.
All right. Yeah. And I saw it a lot when I was doing my research. I don't own it myself, but I saw it mentioned a lot. So you're not the only one that thinks that the
Yeah.
components are amazing.
Oh, so
Um,
nice.
All right, for my next one, I'm going to go with my preferred type of board games, dungeon crawlers,
Yeah.
because there is one that I do have to mention because the components are amazing, and I know you're going to agree as soon as you hear it. It's Hero Quest.
Oh,
Hero
yeah.
Quest just does such an amazing job of giving you all the little furniture that you populate your game board. The game board doesn't it's not a big deal. It's just tiles because you're looking at it from a bird's eye perspective. But then when you put all your little plastic components there and your tables and your torture tables and your bookshelves and if you paint it like I did, it looks even better. It just brings the whole thing to life. So good job, Hero Quest, because I feel like a lot of dungeon crawlers, unless you do the 3D printing yourself and you create the dungeons, they're just chits on the board, boring. So
Yeah,
nice
and
job.
Hero Quest, I feel like it gets extra bonus points because that was one of the first games that had amazing components way back in the day, like
Way
my
back.
original copy, where you could
Yep.
put the cardboard fireplace and the tables and all that together
Yep.
with plastic bits as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, brilliant. Great
Yeah.
choice. I love that one.
Good. All right. On to you.
All right, my next one is Wingspan. I had to put it on here because the eggs and things when I first got it just like blew my mind. And also I love the dice thing. You know, it comes with like I think it's a birdhouse or a bird feeder, and you put the dice through and they roll through. And the dice are nice as well, actually, now that I think about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, everything in that game's beautiful.
Have
You're
you?
not a Wingspan fan,
No.
are you?
I've played it, but it's not for me. But have you tried the new one, the Wormspan or something like
I
that?
haven't. It's on my list. I am interested in that one.
That seems more my style, I would think.
Yeah, well, dragons.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. All right, so for my next one, I think this one you're gonna at least you're gonna agree with if it's not on your list. It's Outlive.
It's on
And
my
I,
list. It's
okay,
on my honorable mentions.
okay, and of course I'm cheating a little bit because I am talking about the deluxe version.
Yeah,
With the plastic water bottles and the sausages and the
yeah,
everything is just so
yeah. The
cool.
ammo, the tech stuff,
Yep.
beautiful.
Yeah, I couldn't remember the name of the tech stuff, so that's why I got stuck. But it's just so delightful, and even the meeples that you use to move, they have a number and they look so
Yeah,
detailed. So yeah, it's got really cool. You want to gather things
yeah,
because they're so cool.
yeah. And I painted. I think I told you I painted mine. No, it took a long time. So many components in there. Even the box in that deluxe edition is beautiful though, because each
Yes.
box carrying the components is themed to whatever that component is, right?
Yep, yep.
Yeah.
And then it's a puzzle to put it all in there, but that's another story.
Yeah, that's a beautiful one. That's why I put it on my honorable mentions because I was
Good.
like, that's a stunning game.
It is. It is beautiful, and
Yeah,
it's a good game too. Like you really feel like you're collecting your resources. You're doing something for the good of the community that you want to make it better. I like that game.
yeah. Oh, it's a big one. We're going to go from a big game like that right down to a tiny little game that I mentioned recently, Coffee Rush, that I bought recently, and I thought the price for how overproduced it is was nuts. It comes
Okay.
with little tiny like plastic coffee
There
cups.
we go.
All of the components in it are plastic. There's steam. Wait until you see the pictures when I've edited this video, Annabelle. You'll be like, wow. There's like little tea leaves. What else is there? Caramel. I think there might be chocolate. Oh, I can't remember all the little things, but all the things that you use to make cups of fancy coffee. And
Okay.
they're all little plastic bits. And it came with like little game tray things in there as well.
Okay.
Like,
All
it's a
right.
stupidly light, easy family game. The
Mm-hmm.
components in it are just so
I
good.
feel like if I play that, I'm gonna want to drink more coffee than I already do, and I.
Yeah, it does have that effect actually.
It's like you want to play it with a real cup of coffee next to you, 'cause
Yeah,
to get
yeah.
into the
Oh,
theme.
it's a lovely one.
All right, so my next one, I know I'm going to get complaints about because, like, even when I told a friend that I was going to mention this one, they were like, "But that doesn't have that many components." I know it's true, but when I thought about it, I thought about the functionality and how good it is done. So yeah, it's Splendor, and I know all it has is poker chips. I understand, but they are the best poker chips. It's exactly what the game needs, and it's just they're so. I love that they're heavy and how they feel, and you're collecting, and it's like you're gambling, but you're not. But you're collecting your little poker chips. I had to add it because I think it's just exactly what needs. Like it doesn't overdo things. It just does exactly what it needs to do, and the components for it are great. So it's on
Yeah.
my
You
list.
know what's funny? It's on my honorable mentions for that
Yeah,
same reason. And
yeah.
it's an entry game, right? A lot of people come into the hobby through Splendor.
It
And the
is.
little
Yeah,
clicky clack of when you're playing with the chips
yeah,
sells the game. It's so much better than cardboard.
yeah, yeah. I mean, it's to me, it's components done right. You know, like they could have gone with anything else, but it just actually that's one of the things I like the best about the game because that's not. I don't love the game. I do own Marvel Splendor, but it's not like my go-to game. But I love the
Yeah.
chip.
Yeah, the chips are great. I think
Hmm.
that's a worthy addition for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. All
Right.
right, my next one. Kind of in a similar vibe here. I've gone for Azul. And
Oh
it's
yeah.
because the pieces in it are clacky when you're
Yep.
playing with them. They're sort of, plastic squares.
Yep.
And you're obviously collecting, I think is it tiles for an emperor? I think that's what the theme is.
Right.
Tiles could be anything, but it's beautiful, and I love the clackiness. I remember when I first opened it and played it, I was like, "Whoa, look at
Yeah.
these!"
Yeah. I thought about adding that one to my list. It's just I don't play on Soul that much, but I do respect it for the components for sure.
Yeah,
Again, it's one of those that it doesn't have a lot of components, but the components are done right. Even the little circles where you put the chips, everything is just done beautifully. You know, like it does what needs to do, what it needs to do, and I
yeah,
appreciate that.
yeah.
All right, so we're gonna go from components that do what need to do to extra components,
Okay.
because my next one is this war of mine. And again, I'm talking about the components that don't come in the game, but you can get outside the game, and they just make the game so much better. Because when you're creating your shelter and you're adding little chairs that actually look like chairs, and the radio, and the workshop where you can build your weapons, none of that is needed. You don't need it to play the game, but it's just so it just adds this thing to a game that's already really really good. Of course, we've talked about this game before. You have to be in the right mindset because it's a very
Yeah.
sad game. It is about a
Heavy.
war. It's very heavy, yeah, emotionally heavy.
Yeah.
um, but I think that the components, if you add those plastic components, it just adds so much to the experience. So that's why
Yeah.
I added it to my list.
Oh, I'm going to have to look it up. I didn't realize that there were like fancy components for that one.
Yeah, very cool looking ones.
Sounds really cool. All right. I've added in this one because I remember when I first got into the hobby, and I think it was my son-in-law brought this out. I just remember being wowed by it, even though it's a cardboard component. And
Okay.
that game is Cult Express with
Oh,
the
okay.
train, and you put the train out. And
Yeah.
since then, I bought the game myself, and I bought the playmat, which is a railway track with, deserty type, Wild West type stuff on it. Just that train
Yeah.
just blew my mind. It's like, yeah, and it fits in the box.
Which is
Box
great.
designers make things fit back in the box.
That's true. We could have a whole discussion about that.
Oh,
I have so many games where the it should be like this, but the top just doesn't. So it's a little bit like that.
yeah, same.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. All I have left is an honorable mention.
Okay.
Do you have extra ones that you? How many more do you have?
I have an honorable it's actually 3 games, but it's just sort of I've piled it into one.
Okay, so my honorable mention, I know it's is there's more to the components than this, and I'm basically just talking about the minis, but I have to mention Marvel Zombies. I just have to because Marvel Zombies just blew my mind with the amount of amazing minis representing their characters that I have no idea who these people are. Like I've never heard of these Marvel characters, and I'm loving just painting each one of them and getting to really know the character, what weapons they use, their hair, their colors. it's just blowing my mind. And you don't just get a set of superheroes, you get the pretty much most of them, if not all of them, I'm not 100% sure, of the same but in zombie form. So you're getting like two Hulks, one zombie, one non-zombie, two Iron Mans, one zombie, one non-zombie. I mean, it's just so much. I mean, the other components are fine, I guess, but just I had to mention the minis because really, I think, and I've been looking like on eBay while I paint. I always look at pictures, and most of the ones I'm finding are on eBay, and each miniature, like they're selling unpainted for like $30.
Whoa.
$30, $40 each miniature. I'm like, I have a fortune in my hands because I'm painting them. If I sell these things, not that I will, but it's nice to see that, you know, they put so much value because the minis are really well made, really, really well made.
That whole line, I've got Marvel United. The minis in that are like really good as well.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
But then we did pay through the nose for for the Kickstarter, so yeah.
But if you pay and you're satisfied, I think it's okay, you know. And like I said, like, I can get my money's back right away if I start selling those things because $30 each. Like, it's like what?
Yeah. All right. My honorable mention: Forbidden Island and Forbidden Desert. I know it's mainly just tiles,
Yeah.
but the little extra pieces that come in there, the ship and the like, I don't know, what are they, artifacts, are just really well done. Really nice. It's a cheap entry-level game as well. They didn't have to overproduce it that way. They could have got away with just using tokens. But
yeah, a lot of games just use cards, and you just use them as a map. So you're right. This one does have really nice,
and like
sturdy.
You just said as well, painted. Just like I painted all mine. I'll put up pictures, obviously, and it just takes them to the next level. Like so nice.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to send you some pictures of my zombie game so you can throw some in there. Of the minis that I've painted so far. I haven't painted a lot of them, but I painted a lot of them. But I painted a lot of them, but there's so many that I still feel like I'm just starting.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. All right. Is that all the games we got?
I just noticed the only other one on my list was an honorable mention again, and it was Canvas with the little easels, and you make the picture. And I've got the fancy edition, so I've got the actual proper like little wooden extras as well.
You know what I appreciate about Canvas is that you have that easel that you can actually put your paintings on afterwards. Yeah. You don't need it, but it's so nice that they included that and that you can use it if you want to. And it's so cool. Like when I score it, I like to put them there to kind of show off my painting.
Yeah, it's like you said, it's not needed, but it just adds to things, doesn't it?
Yeah. Nice. Yeah. Sometimes those little details add a lot, you know, like makes you want to play it. All right. So before we go, we're going to do another game. And also, as always, let us know what else you'd like for us to talk about so that Angela and I don't have to what do we talk about, Angela? I know that we said that next month we're going to talk about Star Wars, everything related to Star Wars, which I am so sad about because I hate Star Wars.
Oh, just so annoying, isn't it? What a franchise. Like, boo.
I'm very excited for our next chat, but give us more ideas because it's always good to have ideas from you guys. I love that.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, so for our game, I'm going to show you a component, and you're going to try and figure out what game it's from. And I will show it to the camera, but I can also send you a picture so you can maybe show it better. Because I know that when I try to show it to the camera, it's always so hard.
Oh, that's so cute.
Right?
I don't know what it's from, but I like it a lot.
Right? And it's not from At the Starlight. This is not Barry's guitar. This is something else. All right. So if you know what game that's from, let us know in the comments below.
Oh, I've got a few entering my mind that I know are music based, but I don't know. I don't know.
All right. Well, you guys can guess, and I'll tell you later. And you'll be like, what?
It's something I've never heard of, you think?
Oh, you heard of it.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
All right, guys. So, yeah. thank you so much for watching. And stay tuned for the next one because we're going to talk about Star Wars, and Annabelle is going to have a smile from here to here the whole time.
Me too. Me too.
All right, guys. See you next time. Play more games.
Bye.